Hello, people. This is Mac with Mac Commentary. I shared with you a video the other day about a mother and son who had gotten in an altercation with a man in Chicago, south side of Chicago, and the son shot and killed him. If I probably erroneously stated that the mother directed the kid to shoot the boy, I'm not quite sure whether that occurred or not. Uh, I have three more videos to share with you. The first one is to show when the mother and son arrived at the Maxwell restaurant located at 11656 South Halstead Street in Chicago. And the second video, it will show more than what that video I showed on last Sunday. The man hits the woman. I mean, it was excruciating. As I stated on Sunday, men shouldn't go around beating on women like this. I mean, it was just as if though he was in a boxing ring or something, just a street fight with another man, the way he was hitting that woman with his closed fist. And I didn't see anywhere in the video where the woman was texting her son or anything like that. I saw her talking back and forth with the man, and he was extremely agitated. And then he just took it to another level, escalated to a boxing round where he was the boxer and she was the person who was trying to cover up. And it was very sad. And then we'll see in the video where her son comes in. At least you hear a shot. We won't see that. We won't see him in that particular video. But we will see him when they arrive at the restaurant. And we all see when they exit the restaurant as well. And in that same video, you'll see when he pulled the gun out. But when the man is literally beating on the woman, and you see other people in there trying to get out of there, another man trying to get out of there, and I'm not holding him give negative feedback. He did what he had to do. However, it would have been a different story had I been there. Some other people that I know have been there. But when the boy came in with that gun, I mean, you don't know if you had gotten up there, you don't know whether you would have gotten shot or not. But anyway, when he looked and saw he stood in the doorway there for a while, a few seconds, minutes, whatever, a minute or so or whatever. And then the guy started hitting on his mother. And that's when he pulled the gun out of his pocket and began to shoot. And you can hear that shot as the one man was exiting the restaurant. Check it. But we're also going to show another video, though. This one is the press conference where the woman is out of jail now because what happened, uh, police, they had got a hold of this second video there where the man was beating on the woman, and it clearly shows that she had a right to defend herself, but even though it was, and she had a concealed weapons permit, but it was the boy who shot him. But how he got hold of that gun, he probably, maybe she did text him to get the gun out of the glove compartment or wherever it may have been and come in there. But I didn't see where that was possible in these videos where she could have. Maybe he just got out and came in because it was taking her a while in there. I don't know. We didn't see all of the videos. We don't have all of them available to us. But what I can see is that he was definitely in the right if he seeing his mother being beaten like that, and he had some type of weapon on him. He definitely was right to go there and defend her from maybe being killed herself. And we have to say, I know he's got to be in a lot of pain and going through a lot of things himself. I mean, over this situation here for what he did. And you'll see in the video here where the press conference, where the police, after reviewing this video and other ones like it, I suppose, where the AG in Chicago dismissed the charges against the woman as well as her son. And we'll come back to that after we take a look at it. Okay, people, you've seen the videos and you saw when the mother and the son arrived, and you also saw that when the boy stood in the doorway, and when the man started to beat him, we assume that's what happened at that point. We know he did beat her, and when the son saw that, he began to reach inside of his sweat pockets there, and he was having a hard time getting that weapon out. But when he got it out, apparently he fired it a couple of times or whatever, however many times, and he hit the guy a couple of times, I believe, and the guy ran out. Well, I don't know what happened after that. The police says that he went out and the kid went behind him and shot him again in the parking lot. I don't know that. We don't see that. So, but the only thing we do know is that the press release from Carlisle's, I believe her name was Carlisha Hood. That is her name, Carlisha Hood. A press release was released by her attorney, which he states that on June 21st, 2023, Carlisha Hood was arrested by the Chicago Police Department under wrongful charges of first-degree murder charges, for which Carlisha Hood is innocent and that have since been dismissed. And Ms. Hood gave a press conference this morning at 9 o'clock to speak out about this for the first time since the incident, and we will play that video at this time.
Thank you all for being here today. I want to first thank the Cook County State's Attorney, Kim Fox, for doing the right thing and dismissing the charges. This is what justice looks like. I also want to acknowledge everyone who has been impacted by this in any way. To everyone who has supported Ms. Hood and her family through this trying time, we thank you. Yesterday, criminal charges of first-degree murder were dismissed against Ms. Hood and her 14-year-old son, rightfully so. Now that she is free, we think it is important that her story is told and that she is heard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlisha, Carlishia. Last name is Hood, Hood. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. Yeah. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we ask if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring of support. Again, I just need a little time to heal and to just get my life back with my baby. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Take your time, Alicia. Take your time. Take your time, baby.
That's it.
It's all right, Carlos. It's all right, baby. You're strong. You're strong. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You're strong. God bless you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Attorney Brandon Brown. That's Brandon. Last name Brown, BRWN. This morning, we filed a 4-count complaint on behalf of Carlisha Hood. This complaint is being filed against the City of Chicago and the defendant officers who were responsible for her arrest. The complaint contains counts of malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly, and we intend to pursue this lawsuit, and there will be additional lawsuits forthcoming. I want to add that Ms. Hood and myself, we recognize that there has been a life lost, and so we are praying for the family of this man who lost his life. I don't want that to be forgotten. We appreciate that lives were affected by this incident, and so we don't want to dilute or diminish that. However, Ms. Hood and her son, we believe were wrong, and we intend to pursue that. Ms. Hood is not going to be answering any direct questions. Myself and Attorney Williams will be answering a limited number of questions. However, once Ms. Hood has time, and keep in mind that Ms. Hood was just released yesterday afternoon, and so she needs time. But once she is able to process and reconnect with her family, she will present herself again, and we will make her available, but not right now. We're asking that you give her space. We understand that there have been a number of people going to her home, attempting to contact her at her home. We also recognize that there have been things going on in the World Wide Web that may not necessarily be genuine or without malice.
Yes.
And so we would ask each and every one of you out there to keep this family in your prayers. Protect this family.
Yes.
Protect this family. And I have good reason to believe that they need protection.
These charges have caused great harm to Miss Hood, her attorney states, and her family and her family reputation. The release continue. And he further states that Miss Hood is and has always been a victim. I remind you, she had been in jail since, I believe, Wednesday of last week. And she just got out this morning or yesterday. I'm not quite sure when. But on Monday, the Cook County State's Attorney Office said it reviewed the case against Kalisha Hood and her 14-year-old son, and in light of emerging evidence, moved to dismiss charges against both. And it seemed like some of the news outlet people were a little down over this here, because they had hyped this thing up to the point where you would have thought that she was out there, she had caused this thing and got her son to come in there and start shooting without any provocation, just randomly shoot this guy. But as we can see from this video, it wasn't like that. But still, it's bad that we have to continue to fight with others like this here in our communities, when we have many other things that we need fixing, and we need trying to get, like reparations, businesses, etc. I seem like we've moved away from our biblical teachings, especially where we as men go out and beat so ferociously women, as this guy here was doing. And God bless him. I mean, he's no longer with us. But Mr. Brown's death is, as the attorney for Ms. Hood stated, is a sad commentary. And we have to start looking at what is causing this in our community. What is not just our community, but in these United States. I mean, what is it? This still the rap generation? This is all the YouTube stuff. All the fights going on between family groups and all of these other things that's happening. And the guys, the attorney went on Jamal Green, rather, he was former Chicago mayor candidate. He made the statements that we have got to stop allowing this violent behavior in our neighborhoods, period. There should never be any case where anyone is putting their hands on someone and acting violently in an establishment in any neighborhood, and we should stand up and say enough is enough. And I agree with Mr. Green 100%. And that's what I said on Monday. This has got to stop, people. And some people, this is what the news media like to see, things like this happen. But I know that our people have so many issues out here that they're dealing with on a daily basis. But we should we should try to get the help and direct that aggression to start towards the problem that's initiating all of this anger and hate inside of us. I mean, I've seen it happen, people. I've seen it happen to me where uh, someone got up in my face like that. And I had to do everything I could in order to not to do something that I would have regretted. Because people can push you, people. And I'm not saying that's in this particular case here, that's what happened. I just saw two people there in a confrontation, but they were far apart. They weren't up on each other's. But I've seen people get up in my face like that, and I just have to walk away. I'm going to tell you, because a lot of people out here have issues in your family. And you know, most of the things that happen, I mean, even though in this particular case, it didn't appear that they knew each other at all. But in a lot of cases, when stuff like this happens, it usually happens at a family gathering or something. Usually strangers, in many instances, a man versus a woman like this doesn't happen. At least this is one of the first times I've seen something like this happen. But a lot of times, a lot of stuff happen in families, at picnics, weddings, and different gatherings that they have together. And I tell you, people, if you got any type of problem with anybody in your family, it's time that you go to that person and you sit with that person, hold that person's hand, give them a hug, and talk it over. That's what we got to start doing, people. But it seems like to me that the attorneys, as you can see from that video, they filed a lawsuit against the city and you and the police department. And it makes you wonder why, first of all, they didn't do an investigation, apparently. They took some video, they had all of this stuff on video. I can't understand why, if this establishment had a video camera, why didn't the police? I'm sure the police had to have seen all of that video, but this was a cell phone that on the one video where I showed you when the man was hitting the woman, that was a cell phone that one of the customers in that establishment had recorded. And I can only say that they should be following something, because you recall in, I don't know what city it was now, but this young man, very smart young man, I believe he survived though. He walked up on this porch right here because parents had called him and asked him to pick up his two younger siblings. And he went up on this porch, rang the doorbell, and this elderly white man came to the door and shot the kid in the head. Surprisingly, he survived, but he's going to suffer from that, though. What did they do with this guy? Did they charge him with a first degree attempted murder or what? Oh, he got some charge, probably manslaughter or something. Second degree or third degree or something, But yet they're going to throw the book at this woman and this boy. They give her a $3 million bond. Well, she's supposed to come up with $300,000. She was never going to get out of jail. Never. And who's going to raise her son? He was going to be in juvenile till he was 18. But you know, God is good. And as I stated on my other video, this woman she worked in a church. She worked around kids, school crossing guard. I'm sure she did other things. Well, now the prosecutors have said Hood had no criminal background, also had a valid firearm owner's identification card and a permit to carry a concealed weapon. Now, I tell you, people, in this day and age, and if you live in certain areas, and if you're going into other areas that you may not be wanted, and you got a concealed weapon, you better make sure you keep it with you. Because had she had that concealed weapon on her in there, and this guy hit her one time, and she had her purse with her, she could have easily have gotten that weapon and shot him, and that would have been purely self-defense, which is the same thing with her son there, protecting his mother. So anyway, I want to thank you people for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, subscribe to this channel.